What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. It's the aftermath. Let's talk Jared Anderson against Martin after the fight. Thanks for tuning in. Leave your take. I hope that you leave your opinion in the comment section. But listen, I wasn't surprised at the outcome. I wasn't surprised that Jared Anderson went the distance with Martin at all. I was expecting Martin to actually knock down Anderson, believe it or not. Charles Martin is a guy that's already fought top opposition. He's a guy that's already sparred with Andy Ruiz. He's sparred with Joe Joyce. He's fought Anthony Joshua. He understands what it's like to step in the ring with top opposition. Jared Anderson is a young heavyweight coming up, knocking guys out early. He doesn't understand what it's like to challenge guys that will take him the distance, guys that are in another category in terms of skill level. Guys that can punch as hard as he can. He hasn't fought guys like that yet, where he gets tested. You got to understand that Anderson went in there expecting to fight a right-handed fighter. He's training for a right-handed fighter. Charles Martin shows up a southpaw with a strong left-right, a strong straight left, a strong uppercut, strong punches. Okay, he's got power on him. He's got 70% knockout ratio. So there's no way that you can avoid the straight left. I've mentioned this before. The straight shots, they can't be avoided. They're straight down the middle. Eventually you're going to get tagged. This is why Deontay Wilder has such good success. He's throwing a punch straight down the middle. Zhilei Zhang, straight down the middle. It's hard to avoid these punches. You're going to get caught. And that's what happened to Anderson. He got caught a couple of times. He didn't know how to react. He was going off adrenaline instead of going off boxing smart. A couple of times he gets rocked by Martin, and his reaction is to just go after him. What he should have done was, try to avoid Martin, avoid the left hand. He got caught by it too many times. Round 5, Martin catches him clean, almost knocks him out. In my opinion, if there was more time on the clock, I believe Martin would have knocked him down, as well as round 10. Martin catches him again. Anderson seems like he's bothered by it, So, this was definitely Martin's chance to win the fight. But, Martin just wasn't busy enough. He didn't go for it enough. In his case, when you did hurt Anderson, he should have went for it. You should have tried to knock him out. Instead, Martin was too back-footed. He should have been front foot heavy once he hurt Anderson. He should have went for it. He was trying to land one punch to knock out Anderson, and unfortunately, he couldn't get the job done. Now, in Anderson's case, he managed to win the fight. There was only one knockdown in the fight. The knockdown came in round 3. It was a countered shot. It was a shot that got Martin off guard. He was throwing a a punch himself, and Anderson came over the top and caught him. But it wasn't really a punch with technique on it, you know. It was basically a punch that he threw over the top of Martin's punch, and he managed to land, getting Martin off balance. Martin immediately gets back up and says, hey, you know, you chopped me up. You know, there wasn't really any moments in the fight where you thought, wow, this could be it, besides Martin catching Anderson with a straight left, you know. In my opinion, Martin was actually more successful landing the power punches. You know, the punches where it really hurt the other guy. Anderson just couldn't trouble Martin at all, you know, besides the third round. You know, Martin's a guy that's been the distance with Kownacki. You know, he's, like I said, challenged top-level heavyweights, put Luis Ortiz on the canvas twice. You know, Martin is a guy that knows what it takes, like I say, to compete at high level. This was a huge wake-up call for Anderson, a huge wake-up call. You know, Anderson now understands, listen, there's work that needs to be done. I'm not as good as I think. You know, I know that he's 23, you know, he's thinking, listen, after this fight, I'm going to go celebrate. I'm going to make a lot of noise. I'm sure after this fight, he's going home to rest. You know, he just went 10 rounds, got caught with multiple straight lefts. And I believe, you know, if it was a 12-round fight, Martin may have caught him. You know, I'm being realistic here. You know, he did hurt him in the 10th round. And, you know, and usually the guy that's meant to win finishes the fight off strong. You know, in this case, he was the one that got caught. Sure, you know, he did win the fight, but it wasn't as convincing as people thought it would be. You know, I don't believe that he will be a heavyweight champion if he continues to fight like how he did. You know, he needed to be more on the back foot. He didn't know how to react after getting hit in the head with a power shot. And his technique wasn't on par. You know, he didn't know how to finish the job off. When he did catch Martin with a counter shot, the technique was off. You know, the punch wasn't really a soundproof punch. You know, it was a punch that he threw that was a bit sloppy. So, I mean, I think the hype was over after this fight. You know, I mean, Anderson did get the job done. It was a home fight, but in terms of the next heavyweight champion, he has a lot to prove, in my opinion. That's my take on it anyway. Leave yours. I know that there will be a lot of people that disagree with me. I'm just saying it how it is. You know, you're going into the ring against a southpaw that's just come off a fight against Ortiz, drops him twice, winning the fight until he gets caught. And, you know, if you're not prepared, you're going to get caught as well. That's my take. Leave yours. Look forward to the comments. Of course, if you're new, hit the red button. And I'll catch you next time. Peace. Have a great day. And look forward to your comments. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in.